Hello everyone, and welcome to Sharded and Argent Cast. I'm Andrew.
And I'm Mike, and today we're going to talk about our new Revelations cards. Andrew and I are so excited about the new set, and we're going to just go over our top 3 cards each. I hope you enjoy it.
All right, guys, welcome back. So this is episode 11. Again, we're doing our anticipation for Revelation. So the set itself actually comes out here very shortly. It comes out November 14th. We actually, this weekend, have a pre-release draft happening at Gongai.
Correct.
That is at 5 p.m. I'm putting up the information right now, but if you want to join us and you're in the Portland area, even if you're not and you want to fly in and join us, I don't know why you would, but hey.
Well, I know there's some players that are in Washington who don't.
Oh yeah,
have,
drive in, man.
Yeah, who don't have a store. There's an opportunity. If you're in the Washington area watching this, please come down and join us. It's at a cool time. It's at like 5 o'clock, so it should probably be done about 8 o'clock. So you can even probably get a pretty cheap hotel room, like and stay the night or drive back. But yeah, definitely come out. It should be a super fun time.
Or go hit the strip club and then drive home. Whatever floats your boat,
hit Dolphins,
man, so.
and then yeah.
All right, fair enough. All right, so. So this set itself has a lot of new traits hitting the board. The main one I'm excited about is Brawler. I think Brawler. Now, we've already seen some Brawler in the pseudo expansion sets,
correct,
right?
Yeah.
But what's the guy, the Versika Knight?
Yeah.
Versika Brawler, whatever his name is, right?
And that's just a taste. There's several cards on the new set that have the Brawler.
Right.
We've talked about this a lot. Brawler is going to be a really interesting way. It's like a little bit of removal, like it's some weird removal, like type of removal where your opponent doesn't they can exhaust their units and think that you don't have any viable way to kill that unit, and then you're not playing red, so you don't necessarily have a way to give quickness all the time. So this will come in. This will give light more opportunity to be aggressive, to come in and brawl and pick your
and the guy doesn't even have to be exhausted, right? Brawler can come in and attack active and exhausted. Right?
Oh, that's right. That's right.
But what's interesting on Brawler is it's only the turn that it comes into play, right? That guy doesn't have he's not a Yuki, right? He doesn't have that ability forever. He just gets quickness towards units, but any unit, and then it goes away.
Yeah, right? I wonder if there'll be some sort of play where you could actually have enough Brawlers to deal with like Juggernaut, where you can just come in and just whack, like a Juggernaut off the board. He's 4,000 though. Like you've got to have a pretty
Juggernaut's 3,000, I think.
We'll put the card up.
Yeah,
but yeah,
I'm pretty sure
it's a tough card to get around either way, especially with a single attack, but multiple attacks. I'll feed 3 guys into a Juggernaut to get rid of him.
Stupid Juggernaut.
Yeah.
And then the one mechanic from this set that looks exciting, but I have not wrapped my head around at all, is a Blazewalker mechanic where you start bouncing your guys outside the game, but then they come back
at the end.
And then that one seems like it's going to be super impossible to catch up with or keep track of.
Yeah, I thought the same thing. That there's a similar mechanic in Dragon Ball Super where there's like an expel zone. Mm-hmm. So you have a discard pile, and then there's a negative zone. I can't remember what it's called, but it's basically you sack them out of the game, and then there's a whole set of units that interacts with that zone. So it's not like old Magic where we used to, I can't remember what the wording of it was, but we used to remove from the game, right? So
Magic, they changed it recently. Actually, it's called. I mean, by recently, I mean like within the last 5 years. Like it's called something different.
Okay, but it used to be back in the day that it just ceased to exist in game mechanic terms.
Yeah, once it left the game, it left the game, right?
These interactions in other games and in this Argent Saga game, it's still in the game. It's just not in your. It's not in your field zones. It's not in your discard zone. It's not in your.
So
hand.
3 sets down the line, we see another zone.
Yeah, we're gonna have like these piles of zones that I'm sure no one's gonna be cheating.
No, really, it's actually removed. JK.
That's pretty funny. So the Blazewalkers are very interesting, and the Knights, all the new Knights coming out that affect not only themselves but then their neighbors. I don't know if you noticed that in a couple of cards, like where you play one, it gives plus 500, and then if and I think it also one of them gives Guardian like to its neighbors.
Oh, maybe.
Yeah, very cool though. Anyway, those didn't even make my list, and those cards are awesome. So
yeah, so all those mechanics have me excited. All the different play lines have me excited. The one thing I'm not excited about with this set is that we're seeing Argent Rares that are not legendary, meaning that like the new Iton,
right.
I would need 3 of them.
Yeah.
That stinks. Because that was really cool in the first set was that all of the Argent Rares were legendary.
And I thought they would stick with that because it was a neat, like it was very player friendly. Like to go, I can only, like I know Twilight Knight is super, like I spent $47 on my Twilight Knight. Like, and I was okay with it because I only ever needed one ever. Right? Now, some of these, like Iton could
I'm not going
be
to spend
$80, $90 if you need 3 of them, right? I mean, it's just
I'm not going to do it, and then I don't get Iton, right? So,
and that may chase some people out of the game, where you just
maybe. But I mean, let's this game is again very competitive focus. We've talked many times before about how this game tends to it looks to me like the economics lend itself to whales versus the common people, the commoners, us commoners, right? So I don't think that's going to affect their top line.
I mean, they are here to make money. I mean, they do want to sell boxes, and I'm a capitalist.
That wasn't a slam. I was just saying I don't think it's going to affect their, when I say top line, it's their bottom line.
Right.
I think the majority of their sales in this game are coming from whales.
Yeah, because if they get one whale, this person may buy as much as 4 casuals every set.
Right.
So gaining one whale, losing 2 casuals means that you're doing just fine.
Yeah.
Right.
And it's clearly a viable. I mean, we're getting way off topic.
Yeah.
It's clearly a viable economic plan because recently another game that we picked up on the channel, Flesh and Blood, right, is very much the same, right? Like it's a very small set, but there's these super hidden mythical whatever, right, that are selling for like hundreds, if not like borderline thousands of dollars that are that rare, right? So. The structure, and we've seen it in other games like
Magic.
Final Fantasy. Magic's not as bad, just because. Well, it's not that they're not as bad; it's just they've set the baseline.
Right. Yeah.
So whenever anybody goes beyond that, you're like, "Whoa, look at that money grab!"
Final Fantasy, I like that game, but I couldn't keep up with the economics of it.
Right. I mean, Final Fantasy is a great example, right?
Yeah.
So.
Well, anyway, you ready to get to our cards?
I am. So what we're gonna do? So we each picked 3 because we were trying before our little rant to keep the episode shorter. But so what we're going to do is we're just going to go down. Mike's going to go through his list first, and then we're going to talk about each card for a little bit and why we're excited about it. So,
cool.
All right, what's up on your list first?
Okay, so I picked the Reckless Shard Beast, which is an Argent. So it's gray. I think it's Argent. Yeah.
Argent, yeah.
So it's a 2 cost, 1,000 power. Reckless Shard Beast. It says when it arrives, you may destroy one of your face down towers. If you do, this card gains quickness. So I love this card because it gives me another way to finish a game, but it has a potentially heavy cost of me letting my opponent back in. I believe the only time I'd ever actually do it is if I was going for win, right, where it didn't matter. Also, potentially, if I have revealed tower, is it face down?
It's face down.
Yeah, so I'm going to get some sort of
random tower.
I'm gonna get some sort of benefit for one of my towers.
Maybe. What about the fire tower?
Well, my opponent most likely has a unit.
Yeah, I mean that's right.
The problem is if he's the only unit and I hit my fire tower and I have to target him.
Isn't fire tower May?
Nope.
Okay.
It is not. Okay. The only May one is the green. Is the wind tower has a May effect.
Is the May? Yeah.
Yeah.
It's up to. It's up to.
Yeah. So it's 0, 1.
It's actually not. It's not May. It's up to.
Yeah, up to. So yeah, I love this. It fits with the Shard Beast. It's 2 costs, so actually I could play Shard Beast and play this on the table at the same time. So I know several of our local players are going to be very excited to be playing this stupid card. So I'm excited for it though. Very cool.
All right. Next up on your list.
All right, I just love the Argent cards because they go in any deck, right? So this is Silverstone Sentinel. This guy is very interesting. He's a 3 cost 2,000. Once per turn, when your opponent activates or triggers one of your champion or spirit ability, you may choose one.
This guy's good.
Yeah, this guy's very good. So if you're playing against someone who's playing Urgon, where they're constantly doing something, or Jamal, where they're drawing their cards, anytime they do something like that, I can choose to draw a card, or I can expel target card from my opponent's discard zone. So this is definitely anti-Urgon.
Oh, that's Urgon killer.
Now killer, slower down.
Well, not killer, but tech.
So if I'm playing a deck where I'm using my Champion and Spirit a lot, and Andrew drops this Silverstone Sentinel, he then becomes I have to get him off the board, because the whole point of me playing a deck that is geared towards my Champion and Spirit is I'm getting an advantage over that, right? But if my advantage is then generating a card advantage, and card advantage is huge, right, in this game. So this guy's got to go. If your opponent,
he's got to go.
It's got to go. So love this card. Great, super great design. Love it. Yeah.
All right, next. So the number one card you're most excited about is...
Yes.
Neutral Evil.
First off, the art is ridiculous, right? And this card is very simple, right? It's a 2-cost. It says each player sacrifices a unit they control. So I hate Juggernaut. It's well documented. Right.
Right there with you.
Right. So if my opponent decides that they want to just hide behind a single Juggernaut or 2 Juggernauts, right? I play this card. I sack one of my dudes, and they sack one of their dudes, and there's no target.
No, it's not a target.
It's not a target. Yeah. So it gets around all of those stupid abilities, like where your opponent is, like, oh no, I'm charging and can't target me. Suck it. Neutral Evil. Love this card.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. All right. My list is going to be a little weird.
Okay.
And that you would expect me to just have it loaded up with green cards, right?
right.
I am more in love with a lot of the mechanics coming out of this. So my number 3 is Liam, Brutal Tyrant. Okay. So to be clear, I don't think I'll ever actually play this guy, but I love his whole deal, right? So basically what happens is he turns your knights into like goblins from Magic, and he just like throws them across the board and blows up towers.
Yeah. Okay.
Right. So as long as you have a knight with a gear on it, you just throw him at a tower and destroy the tower.
What?
So sacrifice a knight that is equipped with gear, deal X to target face-up tower.
So that's delicious.
You're not just throwing it at... You have to scout a little bit, but then you just like blow up a tower.
Yeah. No, that's really cool. And a lot of times we end up getting stuck with like a lot of these minor knights, right?
You can clear your board.
Yeah. Yeah, just go. They make room.
Yep.
That lets you make room for one of your big finishers. So super cool.
Yeah, I don't know. It's kind of, we haven't seen that before. Where he's the only card I know of where you can direct attack a tower.
And I'd also like to point out this is a legendary.
No, it's an Argent Rare. It's not legendary.
That is not legendary. Yeah.
So you can play 3 of
sucks.
this guy. All right, next is Ira, Inquisitive Protector. So Guardian, as long as this card is exhausted, your opponent cannot attack the tower this card is in front of. Exhaust, move this card in front of target tower. I don't know how good this is going to be or not. I just love
you've been in love. Mechanic. You've been in love with that, like placement
blockade chip. Yeah.
This is the mechanic that if this game uses going forward more often, it will really differentiate itself with other games.
Yes.
Like where there is an aspect of specifically playing your units in the right place. And I also like that it's a robot girl. Like, why is it robot girl? I don't know, but very cool.
Well, we already have a robot girl, right?
We do have a robot girl.
I think it's a new version of her, so... Anyway, this card is I love it. Again, I don't know if it's gonna be good or not, but I really like.
Why wouldn't you? Yeah, as long as this card
as long as
is
it's exhausted, they can't attack the tower it's in front of.
So you actually attack with her, right? And you protect your tower. It's a pseudo
guardian with her,
right? Yeah,
and then you get another guardian.
Oh right, okay. Oh yeah, because the guardian exhausts her, and then she's then protecting the tower.
Right. Or you can move, like if the tower does get blown up, you can move her, and then she's exhausted and protecting the tower.
I think this would be good.
Yeah.
Well, I think it'd be fun. You'll be really
keep in mind
she's
exhausted, so they can't attack her.
Right.
But then they're taking 2,500.
Correct. Right. That's a big hit.
Yeah. All right, and then number 1 on my list is, yes, as you would expect, a green one, right?
Shocker.
Ariana, Hope of Argos, 3-drop, 1,500 brawler for green.
She's just coming out swinging, baby.
Yep, comes and blows up somebody up. But check it, when she dies, you get to go into your deck and pull a Knighten.
Oh, no!
No. Yes, please. You do have to discard a card to do it.
Bummer.
Well, the reason that's not super amazing is because, remember, Iton's the one who you want to discard to bounce.
Okay. That's right.
So,
yeah.
That's really, if you pull Iton out and then you use Iton to do something else, you're actually 2 cards down.
Right.
But it doesn't get you card advantage, which is fine because it's a 3-drop 15. But I think she's really cool. I'm grabbing 3 of these.
Yeah, no, that's super cool.
I'm playing with 3 of her.
I'm a big fan of any card that allows me that replaces itself in some sort of fashion. Right. I mean, that's super cool. I'm actually shocked you didn't pick the other green card as like the one the gift where it's.
Oh, that one's so obviously good that like there's no
right.
like
Yeah,
people are gonna be splashing green for that card.
Yeah, that card is a problem. Like the demonic tutor of Argent Saga.
Yep.
Like,
yes, it is. It is the demonic. I'll even put up demonic tutor.
But I love this card. This card that you picked here, Ariana, is neat. I also like that they're sticking with the established character in Mythos, and you can kind of see the characters growing, like as the sets go on.
It's their lore, right?
Yeah, and I appreciate that. Like, it's not. I mean, I remember when we joked when we first started playing the game. We're like, "Oh, look, generic fantasy steampunk setting, like glued on top of a game," and I can actually see them starting to kind of use those characters and settings to create mechanics from Blazewalkers and stuff. So
I want to build on that.
Okay.
And again, we're off topic again.
Yeah.
But so they've made an open call, at least multiple times that I've seen of, for people to write fiction for them.
Oh.
So I'm wondering if going forward, like obviously the stuff that's in print now has been out planned for a long time, but like wouldn't it be cool if the people who like the community who wanted to write and develop this lore for them could actually see like their lore? I'm not saying create cards, but they could create the subject of the card.
Yeah,
like that would be pretty cool.
That would be cool, and it wouldn't mess with your R&D. Like you wouldn't have to.
That's like L5R level of community involvement.
Yeah,
and that game, people aren't loyal to that game at all. Sarcasm, by the way.
It's funny. We've talked about that game a little bit. It's not for us, unfortunately, but their court system, where the winner of the tournaments, like the majority winner of the tournaments, gets to decide like the direction
of their
and
not just
story.
of the tournament, like the top placement in each fact, regardless of like if you're in 20th place, if you're the top player of that faction, you get to make story decisions.
Yeah.
So you're still motivated to play green or air. You're still motivated to play air or fire, even if fire is the worst, because you could like decide the fate of rain.
Sure.
Right.
I have to say though, seeing some of the players at the top in this game, I don't know if I want them in charge of my stories. I'm just saying. But like, very cool idea though to allow the people who are most vested in something to then take a hand in it. It's just going to increase their fire and zest for the game. Right. I'm not saying that that's what's going to happen, but you said they've made like they've
made well they haven't asked, but like I don't know specific people. They've made open calls. They're like, hey, if you want to write for us, like. Let us know.
Send it over, right? Or yeah.
I mean, I don't know necessarily send it over. Like probably like if you're writing them, it's like I want write good for you. Like, they're probably going to be like, hey, here's a shard point. Have a good day, man.
That's funny. Cool, yeah, but great cards.
Yeah. So, and interestingly enough, from an economic standpoint, to kind of wrap us back around, that could actually fill out their bottom end, because the whales aren't going to. The typical whale profile isn't going to care about the lore.
True.
The people who are going to be vested in the game from a casual standpoint, or not, I shouldn't say casual, but the people who are going to be more vested in aren't necessarily going to be your whales, and that could keep them buying. So that's actually interesting.
It's more of the kitchen table kind of people. Like I remember early days of Magic, my best times were playing at the kitchen table, and I didn't care how good my goblin deck was. I just wanted 60 goblin cards.
Right.
Like that was it. Like I didn't care. Like I mean, it was just how I got invested in the game, which was creating a fun deck. It eventually did become good.
So that could help fill out the bottom end. I don't know. Just a suggestion.
Because
we know that ARG's watching.
Yeah, Jim watches. I know he does.
Awesome. So okay. So we got way off topic, but those are our top 3. New set coming out very shortly. You got anything else to add?
No, I'm excited about the new cards coming out. I just want to give a quick. If you're watching this, please buy your boxes from where you play. This game is so young, and we're having a hard time getting stores buying into the game. And if you have done work to get your store to be involved and to get kits and to organize and give up their space where they could be running a Magic Draft and making $100, and they're playing the game that you asked them to play, I think it is on us and it is on you to buy your boxes where you play. So that's my public service announcement. Please buy your boxes where you play.
Yeah, fair enough. I'll get on board with that 100%. Cool. So Dice Commander recommends you buy from the LGS. Right. All right, and if nothing else, go Commander.
Go Commander.